Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen went to Atlanta this afternoon to promote the Biden administration's economic agenda. It's Yellen's first official domestic trip since being appointed to.
Hello, today I present to you an extremely attractive application for music lovers. It's completely free. You can listen to music online or download unlimited music to use whenever you don't have internet. The powerful search function helps you find anything you want. Trust me. It's hard not to find what you're looking for because the search function is really powerful. Application download link is attached in the description of the video. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. Thanks.
This cabinet. Her visit comes as a bipartisan infrastructure bill makes its way through the Senate. The plan includes $550 billion in new spending to fix aging roads and bridges, expand broadband internet access, and to upgrade the water system. CBS News reporter Sarah Ewall-Wice joins me now with more from Atlanta. Hi there, Sarah. So whom did Secretary Yellen meet with and speak to today? And how did she make the case for the president's proposals on both traditional and human infrastructure?
Yes, well, Secretary Yellen had several events here in Atlanta. She first met with businesses, CEOs of businesses for a conversation. And then she went over to Invest Atlanta, which is the economic development authority here in the city, where she gave a speech with the mayor of Atlanta sitting alongside her about the investments in infrastructure, as well as the Biden's other proposals focused on families with things such as child care, such as education. One thing she specifically focused on in terms of investing and spending, which is a part of the bipartisan bill, is broadband. She talked about how that should be a utility. What we know from the White House is about 15% of Georgians do not have an internet plan, and 6% live in areas where there is not broadband according to the FCC standards. So that is something that could be expanded here in the state. In terms of how she's framing this, we know the American Rescue Plan was the emergency relief for people living in the pandemic. And so she talked a little bit about how we're coming out of that. We are recovering. The economy is doing better. She did note there are things like the Delta variant that still could factor into that. But she focused more on this as a long-term investment, the infrastructure spending, as well as investing in things like child care, which is a part of the Biden family's plan. In terms of child care, she said the United States is falling behind. So this is something that could help move the United States as a forward, and it has a positive economic impact. After she went there, her final stop here in Atlanta was at the Latin American Association. That group conducted a lot of outreach during the pandemic. She met with folks who helped with making sure people had food and thanked them for their work during the pandemic. She also spoke alongside some Congress members from here in Georgia about the child tax credit and putting the money in the pockets of families. And she talked about the want to make that permanent, which is a part of the budget reconciliation package that Democrats are specifically focused on.
Well, Sarah, as we've been reporting, the CDC is partially extending the federal eviction moratorium to October 3rd. Democratic Congresswoman Cori Bush slept outside of the Capitol building to protest the initial end of the moratorium over the weekend. Here's what she said about the extension earlier on CBSN.
So this has bought Congress some time to see what it is that we need to do. One issue that we have is this $40+ billion that is sitting in those state and those local government coffers that we need to get out to the people. We need to get it out and see where we are, believing that this will help to get people to get the country back on track as far as those that are looking, that are possibly facing evictions. But we need to move that. We need to get that out so that we can see what we still have.
So, Sarah, how is Secretary Yellen making sure the Treasury Department can get millions of dollars in rental assistance to those who need it before this moratorium ends?
I actually asked Secretary Yellen specifically about this today. What we know is that the Treasury has already allocated the money to states and local governments. So they have given that money over to them, the $25 billion from the relief package passed in December, and then another $8.6 billion that was a part of the American Rescue Plan has also already been handed over, and it has been slow getting out. And she acknowledged that. She says we really need to focus on making sure we keep the pressure on these members of these local businesses, or excuse me, these local governments and states to make sure that money gets out. The Treasury Department is in fact doing some additional work to help keep the pressure up. One thing that they said they're doing is simplifying forms. They have additional tools to help with that. They're trying to bring awareness to the programs for folks to know about the programs and how to match with a program if they're in need of relief, and also just providing some technical assistance for these programs. I want to play you just a little bit about what she said in her answer to me.
We need help in getting the word out to the people who are eligible so they know about it. And we need to keep the pressure on, provide tools, but also keep the pressure on agencies that are being set up to get this money out the door.
And it's something to keep in mind as we look at this. There are 60 days of this new CDC moratorium, the targeted moratorium. And she was asked also about the confidence in getting that funding out. She said there has been a ramp up. But, you know, we asked specifically about whether they're keeping the pressure on Congress, and she diverted to the moratorium itself being something that a decision that the CDC made, and didn't weigh in specifically on whether the administration is pressuring Congress to extend it as well.
Interesting. All right, Sarah Ewall-Wice reporting from Atlanta for us. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you.